Old School, War Dogs, and the Hangover trilogy, all directed by Todd Phillips, the man who just released Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro. Without releasing any spoilers, Joker is a movie starring Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, a mentally ill clown just trying to make a living in Gotham City. He lives with his mother, who is a very sick and mentally ill person, as he is also mentally ill. He is struck with a mental illness that causes him to laugh in inappropriate times. To start off, I have to say that Joaquin Phoenix acting in this movie is fantastic, absolutely amazing, something I honestly thought he couldn't pull off. I've seen him in Signs, which is a fantastic movie. I love him in that movie. He's not the best actor in that movie, but he pulls off he convinces me in that movie. In Her, that's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. He plays a man who falls in love with an AI, or an operating system, and he is a pretty lonely man. You really feel for him in that movie. But this movie, he is the shining star. Obviously, he's the main character. He deserves the Oscar for this role. He is so involved, and he became Arthur Fleck for this movie. He fully convinced me that that wasn't Joaquin Phoenix. That is a mentally ill patient on the loose in the streets of Gotham. Robert De Niro co-stars in this movie as Murray Franklin, the talk show host of a late-night comedy show. And very interestingly, I believe he played a big role in this movie because of another role he played previously in his career. I'll get into that later. He is very entertaining. He is kind of what gets things going for Joaquin Phoenix's character, and it's very interesting to see how he portrays this kind of guy in society. And of course, there's no such thing as a perfect movie, so there's got to be some bad things about this movie. One of the bad things is bad acting. So, minor spoiler, Bruce Wayne is in this movie as a kid. He is not an adult in this movie. You see Bruce Wayne at the Wayne Manor, and he reacted to none of the things that Joaquin Phoenix was doing to him. Joaquin Phoenix leans in and puts a smile on his face with his fingers, and Bruce just stands there and takes it. I thought that was very strange that he would just let a man reach through the gates of his driveway and practically stick his hand in his mouth and pull his face into a smile. Also, at the very end, we get to see something with Bruce Wayne that really isn't convincing at all. He basically stands there like a mannequin, just a prop in the movie, and watches everything happen. Wasn't something that was great, but it also wasn't something that ruined the movie. I still think this is one of the better movies I've seen, and here's why. It is going to be this generation's Taxi Driver. And if you haven't seen Taxi Driver, it's a film from 1976 directed by Martin Scorsese. And remember when I said Robert De Niro is going to be an important part about this review? Well, Robert De Niro is actually the main character in Taxi Driver, where we get to see a retired Marine, apparently, slowly become more and more mentally ill, thinking he's going to be the savior of the world and protect people. But he does it through violent ways and the wrong thing to do. Great movie. I highly recommend checking it out. It's one of my favorites. And the reason I say that it's going to be this generation's Taxi Driver is because we see Joaquin Phoenix's character, Arthur Fleck, slowly become just more and more deeper into his mental illness. He believes that he needs to be the one to save this society from all these mean people on the streets and everything that's wrong with the world, and that's exactly what Robert De Niro's character does in Taxi Driver. He sees himself as the savior. That's why I say it's going to be this generation's Taxi Driver. Very influential movie. Keeping it at a short review, I want to get right into my thoughts of this movie. I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. The reason I give it a 10 out of 10 is because I can't remember the last time in theaters where I was so involved in a movie. Last night when I saw this movie, I sat there with a smile on my face as I was so disturbed, yet so entertained and interested in the life of Arthur Fleck. I sat there with a smile on my face like a kid in a candy store. I caught myself doing that. I noticed I'd done it for maybe 10 minutes in the movie. A part where I shouldn't be smiling, I sat there with a dumb smile on my face, just enjoying every bit of it. The cinematography is fantastic in this movie. The way it is shot is beautiful. I love the full screen effect instead of widescreen. And to go on the art of the cinematography of this movie, Arthur Fleck, we see a lot of the shots of just him looking out of a window while he's on a bus, just staring into nowhere. We see him after he's painted his face with makeup. He's this lifeless person, but yet you still find a way to understand what he's feeling. It is truly a masterpiece. So if you made it to the end of this video, please let me know what you think of the movie. Please go out and see it. Come back to this video if you watched it before you saw the movie, and write down in the comments what you thought of this movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was probably the best movie of the year. Or not probably, it is the best movie of the year. I will give it that. It's probably the best movie in the last 5 years to come out. Definitely going to be in my top 5 movies of all time, and it's very rare of me to say that. But I really want to keep doing these movie reviews, so please share them, come back to them, like it. Yeah, I'd love to keep doing this. So if you want to keep seeing this happen, let me know and critique me. I would always love some constructive criticism. So please let me know what I'm doing wrong, let me know what I'm doing right, and I'll keep doing it, and I will fix what I need to change. So please let me know. Like and share. Thanks. Enjoy the movie.